Hey guys, this is Stu. This just is an in-box review of the Tamiya Wespe, which was actually a development from the Panzer II. It was a German self-propelled gun with a howitzer actually applied to it, and unlike the Panzer II, the engine was actually placed into the middle of the vehicle, so it wouldn't actually sort of be back heavy, as it were. These were actually used from around about 1943, around about February 43 until September 1944. They were only originally designed as a stopgap. So there you go, that's basically the history of this vehicle. And they were usually had a crew figure of 5, but as there's only 2 depicted in this kit, which is rather interesting. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the review. Right, on one side of the box you've actually got a downward elevation of what the actual kit looks like from above, so that's going to come quite in handy because I am going to do the cursed variant in this, which is depicted here. Then you've actually got an illustration of the 2 crew figures which come with the kit. Now, I think, considering the version I'm going to do, what they're wearing is incorrect, because basically Cursed took part in the summer of 43. So I may well have to source some aftermarket figures for this. And then on the side of the box you've got the illustration again. Now if you want to know what kit number this is, it's kit number 200. That's kit number 200. Okay guys? Then on the other side of the kit you've got 2 more illustrations and side views as well as front and back of the actual vehicle itself. Okay? Anyway, without further ado, let's see what's inside the box. First off, you've got the familiar instruction sheet, as is already recognised by Tamiya kits. You've got a bit of history about the vehicle itself, and an illustration of the actual kit when it's actually assembled, which does look rather good, I have to say. Again, you've got the familiar colour callouts, which you see with the Tamiya colours there. And then, I think if I open it up again, it actually opens up into a sort of 5 or 6 page pamphlet. First, as is normal with armour kits, you assemble some of the running gear, which is a sprocket and idler wheels, which you can see there. Then you put the suspension arms onto the lower hull of the vehicle, and then you've got the tow bar at the back here. Okay, then the next stage is that you assemble the muffler and exhaust system, as well as putting the wheels and running gear onto the lower hull, but I will leave that until the very last stage. Then you've got a colour guide to one of the shells, which you can actually see here. So the level of detailing on the interior is going to be fantastic, and this is the actual assembly of the inside of the kit. And as you can see here, you've got the little compartments where the shells were kept and housed. Then it's basically another little bit of detail which actually goes underneath the vehicle, or is it on the back of the vehicle where the driver's section is? I'm not sure, maybe wrong, because I'm not familiar with the history of this vehicle. Then you've got the assembly of the actual barrel itself, which is 2 pieces, which I'm not too keen on, so I might see if I can source an aftermarket metal barrel in this case. Okay, and then you've got another stage of the assembly of the barrel again, where the muzzle goes on and then it's applied to the housing. Okay, more parts assembled to the barrel itself, which is the actual howitzer. And it looks as though that you can actually move it as well, because you've got some plastic plugs there. Okay, I don't know what this is, so I'm sorry I can't help you on that one, guys. And then basically you've got the gun shield applied to the actual howitzer itself, and then some assembly of the upper hull, which you can see here, which includes the driver's hatches. Okay. Moving on, you've then got the assembly. Hang on, let me see. Yes, I've got this right. Bear with me a minute, guys. You've got the assembly of the gun to the upper hull. Okay, again, you put another plug there. I don't know if that's to do with a periscope or whatever, I may be wrong. And then it's the final assembly of the upper hull to the lower hull. Okay, and obviously you've got the familiar instructions now to burn the tracks together. Again, I'm going to source aftermarket tracks for this. So I hate the Tamiya ones, unfortunately. Oh, here's another interesting feature, is some of the interior assembly, which you can see where you've got the housing for all the shells. So sorry I missed that, guys. And then you've got the radio compartment. Okay. And then it's the assembly of the shirtson. Okay, and the tools. And the final assembly of the jack and the actual toolbox to the actual vehicle. Down here you've actually got a colour guide to the figures, and then where the figures are posed. Alright, but as I say, with these ones I'm possibly going to get some aftermarket figures for this. Right, moving on, we're going to go to the main parts of the kit. First sprue is the actual barrel itself, which you can see here. It is normally, to me, a normal high level of detail, which you can see, and enclosed in it is also some of the decals. I may well go for aftermarket, because I know with Tamiya decals they are a nightmare to put on. You do get a certain amount of silvering. It's a little bit of what cards are dealt you. Okay, as you can see, you've also got some of the machine gun here. If I can get it to focus. Okay. I'm not going to take these out of the bag, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm not. And then you've got the elevation arms, as you can see there. Okay. Here we go. We've got some of the running gear and some of the wheels there. Beautiful detail on them, as is usual with Tamiya. And I've got thinking it's some of the suspension arms, which you can see there, or shock absorbers I think they are. That is the spare tracks which go on the front of the vehicle. Okay, there we go, and these are the compartments which you would paint to make it look as though they actually got shell boxes there. That's fantastic. So that'll come up with a nice wash too. This is the lower hull, which you can see here. Again, you've got the usual level of detail. I've got a feeling this kit came out in the early 2000s actually, so I don't think it's a fairly old kit. But as you can see, it's beautifully crisp, and that will come up with a nice bit of weathering and a bit of detail. Alright. Again on the sides here as well. Lovely. Not an ounce of flash. Right. Coming on to the final sprues. Again, you've got the upper hull. I can't actually... Oh yeah, you've got the grills here. I don't know if you can see it. If I can get it to sort of shine in the correct light. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, I'll tell you what, guys. Let's get it out of the bag. And then you can have a look better. I'm going to get this one out of the bag. Here we go. Get it out. Just going to take it out, so bear with me a minute. Alright. Here we go, guys. As you can see, if I get it, the film will focus. Oh, come on. High level of detail on it is fantastic. And as you can see, the grills on the side panels here are beautifully produced. If I can keep my phone still, sorry about the shakes, guys. There you go, look at that, isn't that fantastic? Again, that looked nice with a bit of weathering on there, and a wash. So there you go, and then obviously these are the figures themselves. Not bad considering. Nice creases, not as good as the dragon figures, I admit, but all the same a nice level of detail on the figures themselves. Okay, so that's that. Then you got the side armour, which you see here, beautifully produced. If I can get the damn thing to focus. There you go, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And there's where your shells are stored. Again, they got the grill on there for the lower plates on the floor. There's probably engine hatches as well, if I'm right. And there you go, isn't it gorgeous? It is not a bad little kit, I have to say, of a very interesting cover. And then you've got the shield for the gun there, and there's the jack and the little tool, a little wooden case there, which you can see. Very nicely done. I'm not sure, but I think you can also get some edge brass aftermarket sets as well. And as you can see there, you've got your tools, pickaxe, shovel, etc. Okay, very nicely produced. And back here you've got the engine muffler, which you can see there. Okay guys, so yeah, not a bad little kit. And then obviously you get these rubber tracks. Now I am definitely not going to use these guys. I'm going to sort some aftermarket tracks for this. I'm going to make life a bit easier for myself. So yeah, not a bad little kit, I have to say. I don't think it'll take that long to basically put together. If anything, I think it's going to be one of those kits, it's just going to fall together, which is usually the case with Tamiya kits. So, oh, one thing I did forget before I finish on the instruction manual, you do get an option of, let me see, 3 different colour schemes, I think. As you can see here, you've got the version which is illustrated on the box, which was basically based in Paris in 1943. The unit is unknown, unfortunately. And this is the Groß Deutschland Wehrmacht, July 1943, Operation Citadel, which is the one I'm going to do it in. So that will sit nicely beside my Cyber Hobby Tiger, which I'm assembling at the moment as part of Mike Cohen's group build. Okay, well, the tribute to him anyway. And the final version is the version which is of a unit used at Normandy in June 1944. That's a 3-way colour scheme. Okay, so there you go guys, that is the Wespe as produced by Tamiya. Okay, this one I got second hand from a good friend of mine. Generally I think they're around about £28 to £30 mark, I may be wrong. I snapped it up at a nice little deal with a pricely sum of £15. So yes, thanks for that, Wes, mate. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the review. If you did subscribe. If you didn't, sorry about that. Find someone else's channel to watch. I shouldn't say that really, I'm only joking. Anyway, until then, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and enjoy those builds.